To think Trump's behavior, the bullying and the putting people down, is a sign of strength.
He told me that he had nothing to do with it. He told me that, I would say, maybe 5.
Picture this: 2 former presidents, 1 stage, and a single moment where everything shifts. Barack Obama stands firm, composed, unshaken. The backdrop is the University of Chicago, calm, academic, almost too ordinary for what's about to unfold. No one expects drama. They expect clarity, explanation, maybe a touch of nostalgia. But something in the air feels different. Obama steps up to the microphone. No theatrics, no dramatic entrance, just a quiet confidence and a stack of papers in his hand. Yet somehow, the room tightens. This isn't a speech designed for applause or headlines. He's not here to rally a base or throw punches. He's here for something much heavier. Something the country hasn't had in a long time, the truth. The tension is unmistakable because, let's be honest, the country is in a dark, confusing moment. Politics feels like quicksand, every day dragging us deeper with new controversies, scandals, and chaos. Obama breathes in slowly, choosing his words carefully. It's hard to know where to start, he admits, because every single day brings another batch of recklessness. Then the first question lands like a hammer. Do you believe President Trump's statements about foreign interference were accurate? Obama doesn't blink, no dodging, no dancing around. Instead, he reaches for the folder beside him. His voice steady, he reveals newly declassified documents, records from closed door meetings in 2020, stamped with dates, signatures, and names. These aren't rumors. These aren't opinions. These are the receipts, the kind Washington usually buries. He lays them out plainly. The public was fed one version of the story, but the documents tell another. The room shifts, not with gasps, but with quiet, heavy realization. Obama isn't performing. He isn't campaigning. He's presenting evidence. As I've said before, Obama remarks calmly, people focus on Trump because he says out loud what many others believe quietly. Cameras snap. Phones rise. The weight of the truth grows heavier. One by one, Obama reads through the papers, intelligence briefings, warnings dismissed, internal contradictions that never reach the public. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't accuse. He simply lets the truth do the damage. Outside, the ripple begins. Social feeds erupt. People question their beliefs, their leaders, their assumptions. A national conversation tilts in real time. Obama's purpose becomes clear. This is not about attacking a man. It's about reviving accountability in a country starving for it. But the documents Obama revealed were only the beginning. The very next day, he returns to the University of Chicago, not for a speech, not for a Q&A, but for something far more serious. He walks on stage with just one additional page in his hand, a single sheet, but one capable of shaking the political landscape even harder than the first batch. It's an internal national security memo, dated, signed, and verified. A memo confirming that the Trump administration had direct knowledge of foreign interference long before the public was ever told. Obama doesn't smirk. He doesn't point fingers. He simply reads it out loud, calm, measured, and undeniably clear. And by the way, he adds quietly, he told you what he was going to do. You were warned. He isn't scolding. He's explaining the reality that millions of Americans live through. He reminds the audience that frustration over gas prices, inflation, home ownership, jobs, and fear about their children's future led people to take a risk. A dangerous one, as Obama speaks. The auditorium sits in pin-drop silence. This isn't about left or right. It's about the truth that had been kept hidden and the consequences of ignoring it. Outside the hall, the country spirals into debate. The White House scrambles, spokespeople rush to cameras. Defenders claim timing is suspicious, but it doesn't matter anymore. The documents exist. They're real. And suddenly, political arguments feel small compared to the evidence in front of people's eyes. Supporters on both sides are forced to confront the facts. Not theories, not spin. Facts. Slowly, conversations online shift. People aren't arguing about politicians. They're arguing about the information. What it means, how long it was hidden, and why it matters. For the first time in a long time, the nation seems to care less about who screams the loudest, and more about what's actually true. Obama's message becomes clearer with each passing hour. This is bigger than politics. It's about trust. Trust in institutions. Trust in democracy. Trust in what is real. He doesn't want applause. He doesn't want vindication. He simply wants Americans to face the evidence and decide what kind of country they want to be. By the end, the camera pans across the room as Obama concludes. We can disagree, fiercely, but we must disagree truthfully. The lights dim. The crowd remains silent. The truth hangs in the air, impossible to ignore. And as people walk out of the auditorium, one question follows every single one of them. If this much was hidden, what else is waiting to come out? But just when the country begins to process the shock, just when it feels like the truth has finally broken through, Obama does something no one expected. As he prepares to leave the stage, he pauses. He turns back to the audience, holding the stack of documents with one hand, and then lifts a sealed envelope with the other. A plain, unmarked envelope. No university crest, no government stamp, just a date written in black ink. A date that makes the room go silent. Obama doesn't open it. He doesn't explain it. He simply looks at the crowd and says, quietly, there are still records the American people have not seen. Records that would change the conversation entirely. The audience leans forward, phones rise, cameras zoom in, but Obama slips the envelope back into his folder and closes it. Not today, he says calmly, but soon. And when it comes out, every one of you will understand why this moment matters. He exits the stage without another word. The room explodes with shouts, whispers, frantic speculation. What was in the envelope? Why didn't he reveal it? Who does it involve? And how explosive could it really be if even Obama hesitated to show it? Across the country, breaking news alerts flash. Analysts argue. Supporters panic. Critics swarm. The White House releases an emergency statement, but it only raises more questions than answers. And as the media chaos grows, one truth becomes undeniable. If what Obama revealed today was only the prelude, then whatever is inside that envelope is the